Britain's economy is under incredible strain, more than you may realise.
Austerity through to successive, extraordinarily expensive and damaging crises has left the UK with an enormous debt burden.
Compared to our friends here, or in fact in any major advanced economy, national debt in the UK has ballooned the most since COVID. But it's not just borrowing that's an issue. Look at tax revenue as a percentage of GDP, basically the share of the country's output that the government takes to pay for what the public needs. It's almost as high as when what the public mostly needed were bomb shelters. And in an election year, that's a massive problem for whoever's tasked with writing a new spending plan.
Can't raise taxes, can't really let debt go much higher, and yet public services are crying out for more money.
So the question is, can a new UK government fix a problem its predecessors couldn't?
The burden of taxes on the economy at a 70-year high. Public services are creaking at the seams. Record waiting lists in the National Health Service. Parts of the justice system have had nearly a halving of the number of courts that are operating.
Some of this is down to government spending during the pandemic, which was bigger than any G7 economy as a share of GDP, bar the US.
We are providing £280 billion to get our country through coronavirus.
The twin impacts of the pandemic and the energy crisis pushed our inflation rate to new highs and forced central banks to ramp up the interest rate in an effort to halt it.
And if you're lucky enough to own your own home, you may remember that time your mortgage payments went up by hundreds of pounds a month, seemingly overnight. Well, this is why.
But for the UK government, it wasn't repayments for a lovely house, but for hundreds of billions of pounds of national debt.
The combination of those two events has increased how much it costs to pay for our debt from about £40 billion a year to about £100 billion a year. That £60 billion increase in spending just on debt interest is equivalent to the entire defence budget.
As a result, there are tens of billions fewer pounds left to spend on anything else, from health to police to defence.